Hi guys, it's Leanne. I know I look beautiful. La 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 la. I look super chunky. Can I put on my other weight? Anyway, so Storm Emma, like, full on come. Now we haven't had snow in good old Toy Town in 5 years. Me and Jay, started dating when it snowed last, and that was 5 years ago. So Jay is in the garden building a snowman. We have braved the elements and we've gone to the local shop who has no milk and no bread. Luckily they have like a little tiny bakery thing in there, and they've managed to bake baguettes, which is cool because we're going to have a baguette for lunch with some bits. But yeah, when you've got a 2-year-old that all she does and drink milk all day, and you go for about 8 pints of milk, and trying to tell her she can't have that is a nightmare. So we're trying to like convince her with warm squash and stuff, and she's not overly impressed. Edward is next door with a little lad next door because they're like best buds, and they're running riot outside in the snow. Literally you can't see the road to the pavement. We've had a good kind of 3 foot, not a lot, but like snow drifts, like 3 foot. It is cool, and we've got about 15 centimetres worth of snow, which isn't a lot, but it is when you don't actually get snow here very often, and it is really, really cool, and we're really, really loving it. Jay works about an hour and a half away from where we live. Yesterday was his birthday, so he booked that day off. So like he said, it was a bit of a waste of a day's holiday because he could have had that day off anyway, but he also has today off. Okay, he also has today off because January somebody went into the back of my car when it was really icy. I wasn't driving, I was asleep. It was parked outside the front of our house, which was a bit of a nightmare. So we have obviously been, it's taken forever because it's now what, the 2nd of March, and eventually, after getting very confused by insurances because they're a nightmare and they don't like make things interestingly difficult for you, finally my car went to go and get fixed, and then they said they gave me 3 options. Now I've only got like a Ford Focus because it's Jay's car. We bought it 2 years ago. We bought it for 600 quid. It had 25,000 miles on the clock, which is ridiculously low mileage because it was an 03. So yeah, got a complete bargain with that car really, and it was amazeballs and it was lovely. Somebody went into the back of it and they quoted us about, it was about 700 quid to get this car fixed, and obviously we ain't paying for it because it's going for this other geezer's insurance. So we're like, alright, that's cool. So they gave me 3 options. They were like, 1, you can have your car fixed by us, but my car has now run out of MOT. So I was like, right, okay, that's fine. So that means I now have to pay for my MOT as well, which there's a couple of things that needs doing to it. Like, it needs a cam belt change, which, you know, can cost a little bit of money if you take it to the garage, have it done. I've got a friend that does shit like that pretty easy, that he doesn't mind doing it. Option 2 was they would give me £750 for my car. I'd have the car back, and out of that £750, I'd get my car repaired. I'd have the car back, but it would be a Cat C class of write-off or something, I don't know, which ups your insurance. So when it comes to selling that car, people are going to be like, I don't want to buy that car. So I was like, oh, now that was the original 2 options this man gave me, and then he rang me back the next day and he was like, oh, there is a 3rd option. And we're like, oh yeah, what's the 3rd option? He was like, I'll give you £1,000 for the car. I was like, okay, I'll take the £1,000 because, you know, we paid 600 for this car. I ain't telling him that, but you know, we paid 600 pounds for a car that it is worth more because it has got really low. So even now it's only got like 38,000 miles on the clock, and I was like, it is worth just having the £1,000. Like, it is worth repairing the car, but when it comes to selling it again, so I've been looking for little cars. But now the problem was, now that my car's not getting repaired by the garage, they want their courtesy car back, and they wanted it back today, the 2nd. Well, they rang us yesterday and we were like, put it snowing, so okay. And the lady was like, yeah, we can send somebody out to pick it up. And I was like, good, because I'm not driving it to Yeovil at all. There's no way I'm driving that car to Yeovil in the snow. So I was like, that's fine. So they reckon they're going to get somebody to pick up the car, which was awesome, and they said they'll ring me in the morning. Well, obviously it must have snowed in Yeovil because no one's rang me. It's now 1 o'clock in the afternoon, no one's rang me, and I've got this car that technically now I'm not allowed to drive because I'm guessing my insurance has now been void on it, so I can't drive this car. It's now sat on my driveway. But the bloke's insurance was going to provide me another car, which was meant to come yesterday. It takes between 4 and 8 hours for you to get a car. The company they're using was like, we'll drop it off tomorrow, weather dependent. They rang me this morning at 8 o'clock this morning to say they're not dropping me off a car until Monday. I work in care now. I don't work in a shop anymore. Go Leanne, I got a new job and all that, and it's amazing. I love it, but it's 5 miles away. So I worked out in the snow, it's probably going to take me 2 and a bit hours to walk to work tomorrow. And work's like, are you going to make it in? And I'm like, dude, I'm just going to walk. We're going to walk, it'll be fine, I can walk. So I'm going to walk to work tomorrow evening. I start at 8:30 and I finish at 8 o'clock in the morning, so I somehow need to get home as well. But I'm kind of hoping they might let me crash in their like sleepover room for a couple of hours, because it's going to take me 2 hours to walk there, plus do a 11.5-hour night shift, and then take 2 hours to walk home, unless I can find somebody with a 4x4 that do not mind picking me up at 8:30 tomorrow night. Well, just before that, taking me into work and then picking me up at 8 o'clock in the morning. But I obviously don't have a 4x4. I think we have one at work, and I don't know if they'll drop anybody home. Like, I don't mind driving, but we know. Oh, and the other thing is, I was saying about cars and stuff, like we don't have a car, but James has a car. It's an awesome car, it's a lovely car, and somebody tried to break into it last week at work, while he's at work. They've literally like smacked the two on his back window. They've like hit either corner on the top, which has now made it shatter all the way down the window, so now he can't drive that car, because if he goes over a speed bump it's gonna crumple inwards. And he's got blankets and stuff over the back of the car so that the snow won't go on it, and every so often he goes out and lifts the snow off, because, or like a neighbour will do it, which is obviously really nice, because it doesn't want that wind to go through. So we've got a really crap couple months, I won't lie, because we've had obviously my car, and now I've got to wait for a new car / buy a car out of the money they give me, which I only need a really cheap little run around, because I drive to work and come home, I walk the kids to school, I drive to the local, well, I drive to the supermarket obviously to do my food shop. I'm not walking to the supermarket unless it was today, to do a food shop. So I literally need a little tiny car, and I found quite a few with really low mileage. The other thing could be was to me looking to going on like a finance thing, but I don't want to do that because I've just started my new job, just started getting paid a somewhat decent, you know, wage, and now we've got a full cat for James' back window. So we've had a good time. But anyway, so we'll start like making it a bit more interesting. I'm gonna chuck some clips of us walking up to the shop in a minute, and yeah, snow days. Braving the elements to go to the shop. I will take the dog. Come here, Budderstan. Jesus Christ. Doing a great old time. Oh. Hi, Sky. You put in your sled. And Buddy's like, and we're attempting to go to the shop. And oh, the local duckies are playing in the snow. They're in here somewhere. You see them? There's only 2. They used to be 3, but no one knows what happened to the 3rd. Donald and Daffy. Go on, Sky! Pull it this way! She loves it.